Once there was such a long spell of dry weather that there was no more water in the creeks and springs, and the animals held a council to see what to do about it. They decided to dig a well, and all agreed to help except Rabbit, who was lazy and said, "I don't need to dig for water. It will soil my tiny paws. The dew on the grass is enough for me." The other animals didn't like this, but they went to work without him and dug their well and eventually found water. Time passed, and Rabbit began to suffer and thirst. Having no right to the well, he was thrown back upon his wits to procure water for himself. He determined the easiest thing to do was steal from the public well. By and by, the other animals noticed that Rabbit's fur was still beautiful, sleek and lively, although the weather was still dry and the water was getting lower in the well. They said, "That tricky Rabbit steals our water at night." So they made a wolf of pine gum, tar, and sticks and set it up by the well to scare the thief. That night, Rabbit waited until all the animals were asleep before he went down to the well. His plan, as it had been every night, was to steal enough water to last him all through the next day. But when he saw the strange black thing by the well, he stopped and said, "Who's there?" But the tar wolf said nothing. Rabbit came closer, but the wolf didn't move. So Rabbit grew more brave and said, "Get out of my way, or I'll hit you." Still the wolf didn't move, so Rabbit came up and hit it with his paw. But the gum and tar were sticky, and caught his paw and held it fast. Now Rabbit was angry and said, "Let me go, or I'll kick you." Still the tar wolf said nothing. So Rabbit struck again, this time with his back foot. He had kicked it so hard that his foot stuck in the tar, and now he couldn't move at all. He was caught fast and remained there, stuck to the tar wolf, all night long. The next day, When the animals found Rabbit stuck to the tar wolf, they held a meeting to decide what to do with him. One proposed cutting Rabbit's head off, but Rabbit declared that this would be useless, as it had often been tried before without hurting him. Another suggested pulling off his feet, to which Rabbit replied, "That's okay with me. I can hop around on my nubs." Wildcat wanted to make a fire to barbecue Rabbit, but Rabbit said, "I am so small, I would only make a mouthful for all of you." Bear offered to throw Rabbit into a nearby briar patch so that the thorns would tear his beautiful fur. Upon hearing this, Rabbit acted very humble and pleaded desperately for his life, saying, "I don't care what you do with me, just so long as you don't throw me in that briar patch." Fox said, "Maybe we can drown him." "Drown me just as deep as you please," said Rabbit. "Just don't throw me in that briar patch." "There isn't any water nearby," said Bear, "so I guess we'll have to skin you." "Skin me," said Rabbit. "Snatch out my eyeballs, tear out my ears by the roots, and cut off my legs. But please, please don't throw me in that briar patch." Of course, as the other animals were very mad at Rabbit and wanted him to suffer as much as possible, they declared, "That's it. That's what we will do with this worthless fellow." Then Bear grabbed Rabbit by the rear legs and threw him deep into the middle of the briar patch. There was considerable noise where Rabbit struck the bushes, and the animals watched carefully to see what was going to happen. By and by, they heard somebody call out, and way up on the hill they saw Rabbit, sitting cross-legged on a log, combing his beautiful fur and shouting, "Born and bred in a briar patch, friends, born and bred in a briar patch." And with that, he hopped away, just as happy as could be.